The video game industry has been blighted by activists who do not care about good storytelling or escapism and entertainment. They simply care about making a few bucks and pushing their politics into our industry. And now we have this former Sweet Baby Inc. employee confirming the company is doubling down on woke agenda, saying they, meaning the gamers, are not gonna stop us. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, just a few days ago, when this interview was released, I did another video on it, more of a deep dive, but I really wanted to talk about this specific section yet again because it really is so sad to see that so many people like this who hate gamers have infiltrated our industry, right? I understand at the end of the day, everybody wants to make money, but these people are willing to tear down our industry in the pursuit of a few dollars. They do not care about video games. They despise gamers. They want to push their politics and feel like they have power. And right now, yes, Sweet Baby Inc. and narrative consultation companies do have quite a bit of power. They can try to convince you all they want that they don't. We have the Alyssa Mercantes putting out articles titled, Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you think they do, even though they do exactly what you believe. And now we have this former employee saying that they are willing to double and triple down on the woke agenda. So Grant Roberts, a former Sweet Baby Inc. employee who is now the narrative director and associate studio director at Longdo, made it clear that the company has no plans to change despite the massive backlash it has received for pushing its woke ideology into video games. And right now, there's a lot going on with Sweet Baby, specifically because of the Powell Group. It was announced that they were partnering with the Powell Group. And this meant that Sweet Baby basically had a web of thousands of developers and publishers at their disposal. But just a few days after gamers took notice of this, they deleted their association with Sweet Baby Inc. from their LinkedIn and their website. I actually was the one to break this story. I had posted the Powell Group removed their Sweet Baby Inc. partnership announcement page. It's a pretty big deal because if Sweet Baby does have this partnership in place still, it means that they can do significantly more damage to the industry. And they've worked with companies, right, like Microsoft, Sony. They've worked with so many big studios. They have had an effect within the industry, even though they try to say, oh, we're just a small team. Yes, you might be small, but even the smallest man can cast the largest of shadows. And now we're seeing Roberts, who worked with Sweet Baby Inc., say that they are willing to double down. Roberts first asserted the companies were not pulling their support for Sweet Baby Inc. when it really reaches its apex when Elon Musk was tweeting about us. Companies were reaching out to us privately and showing support. Nobody was pulling that support. Yeah, because they've already paid you, right? This is what I don't understand about these people's mentality is they always say, oh, developers don't have to work with us. Why would a developer give you money, let's say just for argument's sake, $25,000? Why would they give you $25,000 to not use any of the work that you suggested, to not implement any of the changes that you suggested, or really, from what it sounds like, forced upon them, pressured them into putting into their title? And people like Grant here love to say that we misunderstand them, prove us wrong. If we are misunderstanding what Sweet Baby Inc. at its core does, show us a list of changes in one single game. Take one single instance and give us a list of every single thing you suggested, and maybe even the changes, what was there versus what is there now. But these people do not do that because they don't want to clarify, because they know that they are lying to us. They are doing exactly what we believe. They're trying to say that they don't, but it's bullshit at the end of the day. He declared that he wished more companies did speak out publicly to defend Sweet Baby Inc. and its woke agenda. Every single game that Sweet Baby Inc. has been affiliated with has released in some way, shape, or form to some kind of controversy. Even going back to God of War Ragnarok, Angrboda, people were very upset that they race swapped her. Look at Alan Wake 2 and the decisions with the narrative and the decisions with Saga. We, of course, have had Spider Man 2, which they had a hand in, and all of the pride flags and the dialogue being extremely different and character models being different. Like, we are seeing significant games release that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on, and they've all faced some level of controversy, and the majority of them have been complete and utter failure. So, of course, companies do not want to come out and defend Sweet Baby Inc. when they are the reason why Gamergate 2 is well underway. The reason why we started Gamergate 2 was against a company like Sweet Baby Inc., narrative consultation companies, activists taking over the industry, and these people cannot fathom that a company doesn't want to come out and publicly defend one of the most hated entities within the gaming industry. He actually declared that Sweet Baby's woke agenda is inevitable. The world is the way that it is now. These games are more inclusive for people. Games are more authentic, and it doesn't matter whether you think that's true or not. It's happening. And so no matter what these people do, they're not going to stop us. They're not going to stop the way that the world is now. And I'm not trying to stop the way that the world is now. I'm just trying to defend my industry, and I am trying to make it so activists can no longer push their political bullshit into our entertainment. That's what I care about. I don't want to be playing a fantasy game with dragons and magic and hearing modern day terminology like transgender, non-binary, picking my pronouns. I and millions of other gamers think that that is absolutely fucking stupid, and you're not going to change people's opinions on that. You are allowed to have this fantasy within your head that, oh, my character's non-binary, my character's transgender, but at the end of the day, having that be a point of a character's existence like Tosh in Veilguard is absolutely ridiculous. That's not gonna sit well with most people. And I'm not trying to sit here saying, oh my gosh, games should be less inclusive. I love inclusivity. I love diversity. I love seeing all different types of people represented on screen. I love seeing, different cultures represented. I love seeing different ethnicities. I love seeing different time periods and their inspirations. Like, oh, it's so amazing to have genuinely done really well-crafted diversity in video games. But the problem right now is that activists like this have infiltrated the gaming industry, and they do not care about genuinely good storytelling or entertainment. They just care about pushing their modern day message, which dates games, and that's not going to sit well with people. He said that Sweet Baby Inc. isn't just a DEI company or a company that makes things more woke. Not that there's anything wrong with that in the first place, but even if there was, that's not everything that we do. It would have been nice to have seen more people in institutions learn the lessons from 10 years ago, aka Gamergate 1, which is hilarious because these people say that it was a major harassment campaign when it wasn't. It was about ethics in video game journalism, and Gamergate 2 is also, to a certain extent, in my opinion, what I would describe Gamergate 2 as is a movement defending traditional gaming culture from ideological shifts and highlighting developers compromising quality for investor funding alongside ethics in video game journalism. Outlets being paid off to give good reviews, outlets doing their very best to show for companies that are, at the end of the day, not creating high quality products. And we have entities like Sweet Baby Inc. who are only hastening the demise of video games. And I don't think that video games will ever fully die. But on the flip side, I do think that we are going to see a major problem going forward with sales for basically everything across the board because there are so many gamers now who do not trust any development studios, which is completely understandable. But that means that we are going to see a drop in sales, which could mean a drop in the amount of games that release per year, which in my opinion wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. I'd rather high quality experiences released than half-assed ones, but that's not the way that these developers think, though he actually went on to say that he loves Sweet Baby Inc. and that he would love to continue working with them in the future. While he left in October, he informed the gamer he would go back in a heartbeat and he would hire Sweet Baby Inc. in a heartbeat. It just shows that it's all one major circle jerk for these people. Oh my god, I love Sweet Baby. Even though I don't work there anymore, I'd love to go back and I would also love to hire them. Like, you are not understanding why gamers are so upset at companies like Sweet Baby Inc. because, of course, they want these narratives pushed into video games. They want the industry to be changed for what they deem is the better, which it really isn't better. DEI initiatives are not a positive thing. Diversity and inclusion that is done naturally in video games is good, but when it is forced, when you are a company or a creator with a checklist, that is not a positive situation. That's what gamers are going to continue to fight back against. So, of course, this employee is just confirming that they are going to double and triple down on the woke agenda, and they're saying that gamers are not going to stop them, when really we already have. We have brought so much attention to Sweet Baby that they cannot make a single move without getting called out, and in my opinion, that is a win, and that is causing damage to their company, meaning we are making a difference, and one day that means that we could stop them. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.